I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
Steer from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone.
It's up. Gaston to the right. Oh,
They got blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Langham with the grab.
Stars intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. We got the truth again.
Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. We got to get there. And it's going to take everybody.
Give it to me, Joe.
I'm truly actually not sure where it goes next.
They go Gator bait. But you know what, Joe? I'm
Okay.
glad that you didn't know that.
God,
Because
I
your
was-
Miami Hurricanes were not Gator bait.
You
last
locked me up
night.
there.
No, that's fine.
you
I
tell
put
who
you on the
lives in
spot to
Gainesville now?
start the podcast. Oh my goodness. Listen. Welcome to the Miami Knights podcast. Your Miami Hurricanes beat the Florida Gators at home 26-7. Put a little asterisk on that bad boy, 33-7 in my book. An absolute dominating performance from start to finish on the trail for the state of Florida championship. I'd say last week was probably harder than this week. But your Miami Hurricanes have moved to 4-0. Number 2 in the nation. There's another number 2 out there who threw for 61 yards and is apparently a generational quarterback.
Wow.
Maybe just not in Hard Rock Stadium. The place was popping. The place was loud. A whiteout, kind of.
For
The
the
Hurricanes,
student section.
the fans do not do color schemes well. But how are we feeling, boys? 2 years in a row beat the Florida Gators. Not playing them for any time in the future. So, bragging rights for a very long time. Let me hear it.
In front of Brock Berlin, no less.
Oh, the Gator
I
killer.
do know the dun, or what do they do? Dun.
They didn't do it a lot this game,
That's
but
the
they always
only-
do the dun-na-na-na, Gator bait.
See, they didn't do that, yeah.
Dun-na-na-na, right? I mean, maybe I'm just I gotta.
I don't know.
I want to go to the games now. I was kind of holding off on so if you're not aware and you're listening to this, I
Jimmy
am at
loves the
UF
Gators.
Law, and so I don't cheer for the Gators by any means necessary, but I can go to the games now and I don't care. Miami won. Miami's beating them. I sleep well at night, even if I have to wear something that says UF on it. If we lost this game, I truly don't know what I would have done with myself, but I don't have to worry about that. Your Hurricanes are number 2 in the country.
The Mario.
Pound.
Pound.
We're walking up to this stadium and we're nervous about the rain because historically Miami's not a physical team, and Miami's not going to be the team that's going to beat you down. We're going to be the team that's probably going to make the mistakes. Now, if it's raining, I think I'm going to be confident from here on out, because if there's a rain game, it comes down to the trenches and who can run the ball. And, I mean, Miami imposed their will this game.
It was. We dominated the line of scrimmage again all night. I mean, we were moving we were advancing the line of scrimmage 4 to 5 yards every play. And it was just dominant once again. And it was beautiful to see in all kinds of weather. Right?
Oh, my
Ooh,
God.
Nice, dude.
In all
That's
kinds
a-
of weather.
That's a show title.
They are
there.
going there. What kind of weather are they going through right now over there? Over there where I am currently.
I think we can say it. Like we've been through it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's horrible.
But frankly, they've been going through it. They had their 2008, 2009, they had their years. But they've been going through it for a long time, just like us. And to be staring in the face of a rebuild, it's gotta hurt.
And when your coach that will be fired is in the same year as Mario Cristobal,
Right.
who has Miami program at the top, that's tough.
Tough.
Brutal.
Tough. Any more thoughts before,
I couldn't be happier.
before we get into this?
I mean, it was it was a beautiful night at Hard Rock Stadium. It was one of those things. The score wasn't even. as bad as that. We absolutely crushed them.
Yeah.
And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let anyone tell you that game was ever close. Yes, in the third quarter there was a moment where I wanted to throw up. But at the end of the day, we dominated them on the scoreboard, dominated them on the stat sheet. It was beautiful.
Pounds.
Yep.
Come on.
We thought Kurt was a game-time decision.
Yep.
Quickly moved to doubtful, and then he was out. We thought
Yes.
Kurt might be a father by the end of the UF game. Turns out the only father was Mario with Billy.
Oh,
But we're
nice.
still waiting on baby
Still
Kurt to
waiting.
come.
Yep. Still on watch.
There were
But,
two people sitting in your seat, Kurt. Not sure
Yes.
if you hold your seats.
Thought about saying something.
No shot.
I let it go.
No.
At least he was a Cane.
That's
His
fu-
friend was a Gator, but they were just happy to be there.
During the USF game, I flat out told there were three young guys, and they were all Canes, and I was like, "Nah, man." And they were like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "These are all my seats."
Yeah.
I was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Give me the room.
You're gone.
That's the thing. It's like
You're done,
technically, did I know anyone was sitting in those seats? No, but the room would have been nice. But I let it. I let
I
it
just sent
slide.
you a screenshot of my tickets if you needed the cover.
Oh man! All right. Well, I'm excited to get into this one. It's at the end of the day, it's a fun game to look back on. In-state rival. I don't care what the records are. I don't care, what the expectation. I mean, the spread was only 6.5 or 7.5. So I'm not gonna no one was expecting a blowout. I mean, we covered. So, but we'll get into it. So we'll start off with the aftermath report. Joe, we got you. Joe gets lucky. Joe got the Notre Dame game, and Joe gets the UF game for the aftermath.
that-
I would
reports.
say that's unlucky.
That's the
actually.
narrative.
No, well, I don't
So
know.
it's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. Okay, I understand. But you've had 2 plane rides now to
Yeah, but
plan
I didn't
these,
have
so.
Wi-Fi on this plane, so a lot of it's off the dome here.
All right, all right.
A lot of it couldn't be backed by research.
Oh,
right,
we
Joe,
might need
you
to
have
get
the
the
floor.
bleep button ready.
Yeah. No O.J. Simpson references. You got the floor, Joe.
Pringle didn't play, so okay, here we go. We take you to Miami Gardens, a.k.a. the real swamp, where it is always hot, humid, and in the middle of a major weather storm no matter what the radar shows. By the time the game kicked off, I was soaked to the bone from the rain and smelled worse than a Gator fan in jorts in the summer. Folks say Michael Irvin is still cranking that hurricane siren as he brought the energy, and we were off. Florida got the ball first, and they took some plays from the Gallaudet University's playbook. Yes, the renowned university for the deaf and blind located in Washington, D.C. DJ Lagway had a worse night than DJ Volume, and the Canes were swarming. 3 and out, and it was time for the O, with Coach O looking on. Oh, boy, I love those Canes, man. Oh, man. To drive down the field. It would be Marty McFly Brown who went back to the future to put Miami up 7. The Gators get the ball back and look so pathetic that Miami decided not to honor a veteran of the game and risk PTSD as the Gators' offense looked like a war zone. It was so bad. Canes get the ball back after the Florida Gator MVP Tommy Boy Doman, the punter, boomed one to baby Jesus. The Canes drive would end with a 53-yard field goal from the Irish killer himself, Carter Davis, as Bert Auburn could be seen with a single tear running down his cheek. Halftime came as the UF band felt so bad for hours that they joined them on the field for a rendition of God knows what. The third quarter arrives and the refs got a call from the SEC to keep this game close as they take points off the board for the Canes, claiming that we were supposed to be playing two-hand touch on 4th and 1. Gators have life and get the ball back. After DJ Lagway asked Billy if they could punt it on first down, he would turn into the handoff assassin, and Gators would march down the field to make it 13-7. Deep breaths, everyone. Carson Beck will lead us. Oh no, he's thrown a pick. And I feel like I've felt a million times in the last 20 years. Hopeless and with a bad rash. Florida was back in the game, but Corey Heatherman, the defense, said, "Not so fast, my friend," as Lee Corso smiled from his Lake Mary home wearing the Sebastian headgear on his head, thinking his wife next to him was Kirk Herbstreit. A turnover on downs, and Miami gets the ball. But 3 plays and 1 yard later, and I'm about to have a heart attack. The Gators get the ball back, only down 6, even though we have dominated them the way Bill Belichick's girlfriend dominates their relationship.
Oh, God. All right.
Hey,
That was going.
Lagway, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, Lagway, I will stand my ground, and I won't throw downfield as Canes get a huge stop in the defenses, looking like 2001, only I'm not 6 years old asking my parents why 9/11 happened. This is why we work. Mario Cristo Big Balls shows the world what he's building. The Great Wall of China? No, more like the Great Wall of Mirabal as the Gators got gigged and Miami had their defense in hell on that last drive to pound the ball into the end zone. Charizard Brown, he's evolving, flew through the air to make it 19-7 Canes. Gators would have one more chance to make this a game, but Mother Nature said it was finally time for the rain to be on the Canes side. It was a sign that things could be different this year as the rain awakened Hurricane Bane, who said, "Buy my jersey, you coward," and the defense put the game away. We will rock you. We will score again as Mark Fletcher had him on stretchers as he buoyed his way to make it 26-7, and that's your final at Hard Rock Stadium. Canes move to number 2 in the country, and Billy moves to whoever wants a coach that looks as lost as the parking attendants at Hard Rock. The U is back to work.
Wow. You said that was off the dome.
Some of it.
That's good. Wow.
That's beautiful. You know, that's what I should have opened up with. Won't back down. Much better. Good
Yeah, I
reference.
wish we played
but then
it in the game.
That would have ruined that part. Wow. I love that. I don't even know where to begin.
No need to comment on it.
Yeah, there's no need to comment. Somehow there's a 9/11 reference in there. We're just trying to find controversy everywhere we can, but
I thought the dominating thing was going another spot.
Thought it was
I could
going
hear
another
that.
way. Yeah.
Yep.
Thought thinking some dominatrix stuff, but that was a little more PG-13, PG even. So good for you. Beautiful. I mean, it's just such a good feeling. I can't get over enough. Anytime you beat your rival, it's just, especially when you live there and you see orange and blue every day, and you heard the weeks leading up to this how much better UF is. It's just good. It's good to be Jimmy right now, if I could be frank.
Mm-hmm.
And like people are saying, we don't know if we'll ever play Florida again in the regular season. So
Yeah.
just to the fact to beat them 2 years in a row and just absolutely crush their souls and their will to live feels
62 to 24, right? That's the aggregate.
Wow, that's the total. Yeah.
Mario Cristobal.
My God. That's the thing. You look at that game last year, and it's 41-17. Now, given we called off the dogs a little bit, backups came in, but if Brown's run doesn't get called back, we win by more, right? Is my math wrong or correct in this?
Yeah.
33-7. Yeah, so we would win by more, which is crazy to think about because it's like, you know, that game was just utter domination, and so was this one, but just from a scoring standpoint, it didn't feel like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just to have not our A game and to win a game like that feels really good.
So what was the vibe in the stadium? Because I know it's sort of out of chronological order here, but when Cormani McClain made that interception at midfield and it's 13-7, I mean, really, like, what was was it the here we go? Because I tossed my phone. I was off my phone for about 45 minutes.
I'll tell you what happened. They played Sweet Caroline, and it was just as bad as you could imagine.
No, stop it. Hey, do not attack DJ Volume this early in the show. First of all, right after there's a lot of Florida fans there. They traveled well. They showed up. They were loud. So after that interception, there's a decent little roar, and you could feel a huge momentum shift. Yeah. Right when the interception happened, as it's chaos, like Florida fans are going nuts, Miami there's fights starting to break out in the stands, and the DJ plays, I believe it was the beginning of Rock You Like a Hurricane. I didn't love it at the moment. I'm like, not the time to be playing this. Like, Florida has all the momentum, but I will say it kind of got everyone just back in it, defense. Then
You sure it wasn't Sweet Caroline? Because that was the turning point of the game.
Sweet Caroline happened basically like when they had that drive, when they got the ball back, and then I believe they took a timeout.
And then they were playing
before
Sweet Caroline.
before the fourth down. that we stopped. They played Sweet Caroline during that timeout, and that got the crowd back. It was beautiful. Everyone was singing, kissing, crying. Beautiful.
All right. We got our Hurricane Awards. Storm Awards. Starting off with the Hurricane Award. Joe, you got the T this week.
Jimmy, why don't you explain the Storm Awards one more time for any
of
listeners
course,
that are
of
confused
course.
about what these awards are?
Of course, so the Storm Awards, we're just giving out awards. One of them's not so great, but basically the Hurricane Award is who we thought was the X factor of the game. MVP, biggest difference maker, whatever we got. Could be anyone. Could be DJ Volume. Could have been Sweet Caroline that really turned the tides for the Hurricanes. I will say the game that was debatable for my best of X was the game truly did turn around after Sweet Caroline. I would like to say it's correlation, not causation there. But Joe, you got the floor. So Hurricane of the week, which is basically our MVP of the game. You got the best spot first. It's a good place to be.
Yep.
He's debating right now though.
I am debating whether to go with what I would say is the obvious, or do I go with one a little more out there? But no,
Out there, save for Tropical Storm of the week, which we'll get into.
I'm going with the obvious, Mr. Hurricane Bane. Bane for Heisman. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
It's a video game out there for him. It's when you create a player and you just absolutely destroy whatever offensive line you're up against. He had something 90+ success rate on rush. He had 7 tackles. He had half a sack, should have had more than half a sack.
Yeah,
At the end of the game, when he missed the sack, he was the very last play of the game. He was so mad at himself. He went over and just started banging his head on the sidelines while everyone else
He's
is
literally
shaking
sitting
hands.
there.
Yeah, we thought Jimmy and I thought he was hurt.
Back.
We're like, why is he just? And he's just like sitting, just bashing his head back and forth. Had no interest in shaking any Gator players' hands. He hates every team we play.
He's on a hate tour.
Oh my gosh, he's on a hate tour.
I have a recording from him post game. Don Bailey is interviewing him.
The great Don Bailey.
Great Don Bailey.
Before we get started, I want to interrupt your snack here, but you are eating some barbecue gator, aren't you?
I mean, some barbecue gator from Gainesville, man. Billy Napier's finest.
Lee Napier's finest. And guess what? Guess what this sick man ate today? He was at some event where he had gator again today, and he posted about it. Yeah, so he is a sick man, and I mean, we are just so lucky that he's a Miami Hurricane. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Ruben Bane for Heisman.
Yeah,
I think this is like I would issue a challenge to the school, the university. This is an opportunity for to start the Bane for Heisman campaign and push him into the forefront. But number 2 is his box score. You can't box score watch Ruben Bane because unfortunately he's become like in the box score he looks like a bunch of half sacks. Like in every game he's like a half sack guy. But you've got to watch this guy put together a compilation of him just destroying right tackles, week after week, because it's unbelievable.
Dude, I think we should, what we should do? You know how like closing pitchers have their whole like walkout song when they're about to come in the 9th inning? When the defense comes out, it should be like a compilation of his sacks with like Bane from Batman.
Yeah.
Like, you think darkness is your ally? And like, dude, oh my, that would get peace.
That would be cool. I saw a pretty good edit of that this week. The guy makes he's got an interception. He makes tackles. Yeah. How many every week he makes multiple tackles across or down the field.
Yeah. Gio from Kane's Insight tweeted today. He said basically saying it might feel like Miami has the 2 best defensive ends in the country, but you're right if you're feeling that. Ruben Bane at 29.9% pass rush win rate. That's his number 1 in the nation. Wow. With a 29.2% pass rush win rate at number 2 in the nation, Akeem Mesidor.
Wow.
So you guys got your number 1 and number 2 defensive ends in pass rush win rates. I would like to see Ruben Bane's run defense stats too. I think that's not people don't like to show that as much, but he blows up so many runs.
Yep.
I love that stat, even just the win rate, because sometimes you don't get to the quarterback, but you pressure that quarterback. And I mean, DJ Lagway's eyes were just wide open. That man is seeing ghosts. He's seeing Frankensteins and Ruben Bain running at him. He's seeing a lot of things out there. Poor guy.
It's my hurricane of the week.
Yeah. Kurt, what's your hurricane of the week?
I am going with Mr. Marty Brown.
God, it's hard to go third, man. It's hard to go.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, this guy. There's a couple things here. Is that number one, going out and grabbing this guy from North Dakota State? It's just it's another win for Mario Cristobal and the staff. A young guy, a guy who's going to be on our roster for potentially 3 years. I mean, it's just what a find. I mean, I know we've talked about it. He was very good last year for North Dakota State, but to make the leap, to come into this running back room, and I remember I read over the summer that Mark Fletcher ultimately sold Marty Brown on Miami.
Mark Fletcher's a recruiter, man. He got Damian Martinez too.
And it's like this guy, he sees the value in having a 2 or 3 headed monster, and how they can play off of each other. I mean, but look, 18 carries for 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was our leading receiver, 4 catches for 53 yards, and every catch he made was big time. I mean, it was behind or around the line of scrimmage. It was Carson Beck was in trouble. Carson Beck really struggled, and the outlet to Marty Brown kept multiple drives going. His rushing numbers are actually stunted by that bogus blown whistle on 4th and 1. It was. God. Did you guys get to see video of it finally, or did they show it in the stadium? Because
they showed it in the stadium, but you watch that overhead. And
it's the overhead.
Simply, it is egregious. But did you see that the refs actually told Mario during the game that they messed up? That they was the wrong call, which is insane that they said that.
It's unbelievable.
But I mean, just a huge difference between 20-0 and then what that game turned out to be after that.
That blows the game open, and obviously, that puts him right around 120, 130 yards and 3 touchdowns potentially on the game. But I mean, he was big time.
Yeah, no, he was an absolute spark, like when we needed it. All right. So for me, I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to go with Mohamed Toure. Is that how we say it?
Mohamed Toure.
That's how we say it, yeah.
Toure? Yeah. 10 total tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. I have not been as high on a linebacker crew as we have this season in a long time. And Toure didn't play against USF. I don't think so. And so when he's healthy, I mean, he looks like a defensive end. He is big, but he is fast, and it's just such a difference maker. I was a little actually worried about Florida's run game because they actually have a decent run game when Billy gets his head out of his ass and wants to actually run the ball. Just to have a good linebacker and 10 total tackles, I mean, that's what you want to see. It used to be back in the day that our safeties and our cornerbacks were the number 1 tacklers on the team, and that's never a good sign. And so we got our linebackers out there. So, I'll give it to Toure.
Love it. Yeah,
he had really enjoyed him and Basaint. I've really enjoyed as our linebacking duo.
All right, Tropical Storm of the Week. That's basically our honorable mention of the game.
Honorable mention for me, Jimmy, is Mr. Elijah Lofton. We have been asking for some tight end usage. Elijah Lofton is a beast, and we finally got to see a little bit of what he can do. 4 catches, I think close to 50-plus yards of receiving. He had 43, okay. He had 2 big third down conversion catches. One was a great route and then a good catch because it was not a great throw by Beck, and then the other one was he made that hurdle over the defender. Like a tight end that athletic with those kind of hands, I mean, we can do such big things with him this year. So it was nice to see Mr. Elijah Lofton get a little bit of burn. We're getting him back. Stay healthy, get him back, work him in the offense. Dawson loves to work these guys in slow.
He does. I feel like he picks his spots with these guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going to stay with the pass catchers. If you guys are watching every week, it's no surprise. I have to stay with Malachi Tony, and I've got to mention him again. And this week it was the way this guy. This is one of the most impressive freshmen I've ever seen put on a Miami uniform, because this week the way that he blocked in this game.
Yes.
He turned 18 like this past week, a couple days ago.
Happy birthday, baby Jesus.
Yeah.
The guy, he's 5'10", he's 180 pounds soaking wet. He was an absolute monster. He took number 0 for a ride all game. I mean, he was blocking him all over the field. In a game where Florida locked up our receivers and pretty much it was a no-fly zone on the numbers, Malachi Tony found a way to get open. Elijah Lofton and Marty Brown, we've both discussed. They did a lot of work in the short passing game and made some good plays after the catch. Malachi Tony was like the only guy that was actually getting open downfield. Yep. Herb Street was his two guys were Malachi Tony and Marquise Lightfoot.
Yeah.
But it was just you can't stop raving about the guy. He finds, I said this last week, I think every route he runs is an option route. It's like find the hole in the zone, and he does every time. I think he knows the defense just as well as Carson Beck does. It's unbelievable.
Poise. It's unbelievable the poise this guy has. And it's pouring down rain, no problem. Rips off the gloves and just catches it like he normally does. When he goes in motion and he's kind of pointing things out for Beck, pointing out some blocking, and it's just like the guy just knows what's going on. It is very frightening, the fact that he technically could be playing high school this year, and I just don't know what he'd be doing to that competition. A 3-star prospect, it's a joke. Malachi Tony's a beast.
Yeah, the fact that there was outlets that had Bain as a 4-star, or I think actually every one of them did, because they didn't think he was big enough. And I think it was a similar thing with Malachi Tony. They drop a star and they commit to Miami. We've known this. But my tropical storm of the week is College Game Day. For a couple reasons. One, just wonderful advertisement for the school. I mean, in a beautiful location, you're seeing this just incredible spot, awesome crowd. The fans and the students that came, I mean, they brought the energy. That was like, I feel like normally in College Game Day when you watch this, in the beginning there's the hype, there's the energy, and then it fades off a little bit, and there's not that same hype. Maybe they'll get a chant going every now and then, but the Miami fans, I mean, obviously there's only one time we can think about it, reminded me of the Notre Dame game and all this hype around having Game Day back. So great advertisement for the school. Pat McAfee, I think, with the best announcement of the season, jumping into the pool. That was funny.
Electric.
Adjusted his package on national television. That was great. That was funny. That was completely out of breath as he was going up. I thought that was hilarious. But and then the second reason that's my tropical storm is because when there's hype around Miami, and we are so scarred, but anytime there is hype around Miami in this way, people are yelling, "The U is back." I still hate that. U's not back till I see ring number 6 or 7 asterisk. But when I see that, that's when the U is back, right? But everyone's yelling this, everyone's giving us all this hype, and that makes us nervous every single time. And so to see us come out and still perform, even though it wasn't our best, I don't think it was a matter of being flat or anything. It was just a rainy game, some things didn't go our way, some calls didn't go our way, but we still dominated out there. We were the stronger team out there. So just a welcome thing to see with all that hype around us.
Beautiful. Agreed, Jimmy. Agreed.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All right. Not to get negative, but now we got the tropical depression of the week. So this is what was our low light. What is something we wish went different? What needs to get better? Joe, we'll start with you.
I mean, listen, I went obvious for Hurricane of the Week. I'm going to go obvious for Depression of the Week. I'm going to have to give it to Carson Beck. But listen, he was 17 of 30, 160 yards, no touchdowns, interception. It was the type of game it was. It was sloppy. It was wet. It was one of those games. So a lot of the numbers I don't look too into, but there were certain throws that we have seen him make this season and in his career that he simply just missed in this game. And it was like, and then the interception, it was a great play by Cormani McClain, but it was again a throw that was behind the receiver. He threw a few that were behind, even some of the nice catches that Malachi Tony had, Elijah Lofton, they were not good throws that they made really good catches on. So I hope that's Carson Beck's worst game of the season. I think it probably will be. I know he's probably very frustrated with himself, but the fact that we still got the job done and Carson Beck will now forever be known as a Hurricane quarterback that beat the Gators. He's now there with Brock Berlin, who was the honorary captain of the game. I can't be on him too much because we got the W as a quarterback. That's your number one job. But Carson Beck, he's going to have to be better if we want to accomplish what we think this team can accomplish. He needs to be better, and I think he will be. I know he will be.
It just had to be Cormani McClain, too.
Yeah, what a play. What a play. Yeah. Dude, UF's DBs played very well.
It was a great play. Yep.
I mean, I think that will be the best defense we play the whole year.
And Carson Beck had a big drop from C.J. Daniels that was uncharacteristic. Like, there are certain things that happen, but overall it was not a good game from him, and he knows that, you know? I don't need to tell Carson that, okay?
I'm going with James Brockermeyer, our starting center,
yes.
who had his head so far up his rear end. I don't know. I mean, I can't. We got clarity last week with the false starts. This week was the opposite. Mario Cristobal said going into the half and after the game that Florida was calling out their stunts on the defensive line. And I think this guy, he was having a brain malfunction. And the first snap, he rolled the ball into his leg. It didn't even get off the ground. And so, it was a weird, I thought it was a fumble.
I know.
Yeah. It was basically like, if it's bad enough that the center doesn't even get the ball off the turf, like if it's that bad, then it's a penalty. So it's just like it's a home game. The guy, I mean, this is a fourth year player who's been at Alabama and TCU, so he's traveled, and I think he's been good up to this point. Obviously, the center is the leader of the offensive line, and the offensive line is a fantastic unit, but really a struggle for him. I just thought it was strange. I think we already have 8 pre-snap penalties on the offensive line this season. So it's just something that's weird. It's little things like that usually come back to bite you. He completely bombed 2 drives.
Yeah.
The one in particular, the 14-play drive, that was a touchdown, a back-breaking drive where, to me, there were a couple, 2 or 3 moments in that game where like we potentially beat Florida by 40 points and just run it up, and it's never close. And that was one of the moments where it was like, we're letting them hang around. There's no reason for it to be 13-0. It should be 30-0.
Right.
So that was disappointing, and hopefully that gets cleaned up.
Well, what you said, so I had heard that Mario said that they were doing stuff at the line, but it was legal.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying. They were just yelling out their stunts.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like we got to be prepared for that. Hopefully he learns from that. But like you said, those were backbreaking because just it'll stall a drive when you're already having to work for everything you can get after a defense like Florida. So yeah.
At one point, Malachi Tony did bring him out a towel. It was like, maybe this will help. And he handed him a towel.
I mean, it can't be discounted that ball's wet. But then again, it's like he's holding the least wet football. So, it's dried off before he gets to it. So, I don't know if, we got to figure out something with that. But hopefully, just no more rain games. It has rained that could be my tropical depression. Can it just stop raining every single game? There was
but it's
a
helping
0%
us for the first time.
True.
It's helping us.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's play at 10 a.m. Let's just beat the rain.
It shows 0%, and then that monsoon just comes in, just an absolute downpour. All right, well, I'm gonna go. This was actually, Joe said this was gonna be, as he didn't take it, so I'll take it. But tropical depression of the week for me is the orange lot parking situation. Once again, if you listened to our podcast last year, this was the situation around the FSU game. Our father missed the pretty much almost entire first half, definitely the first quarter, trying to find parking. But if you pay for a parking spot and there's an orange and it's orange and there's an orange entrance, they should let you in the orange entrance. But we legitimately got there 2.5 hours early, Joe.
2.5.
2.5 hours early, and we're one of the last cars to have to go in the second entrance for orange around the F1 tracks, and we weren't even parked in a spot. They just tossed us in the middle of the track, stacked on a bunch of other cars. They got to figure this out. Ever since the F1 track has been put in there, the parking situation has been horrific. It's not thought through. The traffic is much worse. They'll push you out to we want to hit Turnpike going north, and they'll push you going south, depending on where you park in the stadium. I don't know. It's I don't know if it's a bad enough situation for everyone else for people to complain, but this has been if you show up an hour early, you're just a normal fan who just wants to go to the game. I'm not going to tell you I'm just going to go to the game. You will be late. You cannot show up an hour early to the game.
And listen, Miami Hurricane fans can do their part, and when you are parking at your spot, park right next to the other car. Don't leave gaps in between cars so you can have more room. And there's a designated box for your tent. Use that box. Don't have this tent going way out. You look down these lanes where there's open spots, but it is impossible to get a car down there.
You don't want to take a car down there.
No, and try to park. So the whole thing's the parking attendants, bless their hearts, truly have no idea what's going on.
Those orange parking tickets are not cheap.
No,
our father puts in a lot of money for that every single year. Father.
He probably thought the Suburban was going to come back on bricks.
Yeah.
We were just driving, trying to find a spot, and they're like, "Yeah, just stop it there, just get out."
Yeah, all right, we'll just park it here. The yellow lot is supposedly the quote unquote cheaper lot. It looks great. You can drive right in. Everyone's walking past us. They're already in the stadium. I think we're going to be yellow patrons next year.
Mm-hmm.
But while we were waiting to park, we did see the buses roll in, and we saw in the first bus the only human being you could. I couldn't even see the driver; the windows were tinted so much. But for some reason, you could see a perfect view of Mr. Mario Cristobal looking dead straight ahead, like he was on his way to murder somebody. Yeah. It was very frightening, but very.
And
cool.
Also, as we're pulling in, Tracy Howard walks.
Tracy
in front
Howard.
of the car. Yeah. Kane,
and as we're going into the
former
stadium,
Gator commit.
Yes.
Yep.
And as we're going to the stadium, Coach Ed Orgeron.
We saw him at the same exact spot that we saw him last time, in the line at the same exact gate.
Yeah.
So everyone, the stars were out. Tracy Howard, Coach O. And Joe, you already brought this up, but Michael Irvin, cranking the siren. I mean, he came on to Twitter like a day or so before. He goes, "I'm gonna break that siren." So I knew that was gonna be an aggressive. That thing is blowing up on Twitter right now, of people just debating how pure the cocaine is that Michael Irvin had before.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm not saying it. I think he's sober and he's just got the energy. But
yeah, he's clean now.
Yeah. But my God,
have you watched that Cowboys documentary? It's very good.
It's fantastic.
Heard it's great.
Yeah.
Dare I say it's one of the best sports documentaries I've ever seen.
The U 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's up there with that.
Up there.
And the Michael Jordan one,
Last
the
Dance.
Last Dance, yeah,
Great one.
It's up there with that.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, Joe, the siren's still going off. That thing, he was putting every ounce of his energy into cranking that siren. So,
Yeah.
only to be rivaled by Jimmy Johnson's long walk to the siren against
Good
Notre Dame.
Lord. Yeah, they got rid of the long walk. Sorry if there's a lot of background noise here.
Yeah,
guys.
but no, I heard Dobby going in the litter box a
Dobby,
little bit
some
earlier.
bags happening. It's not action here. All right.
All right. So we got a bye week coming up. Much needed, right? 4 tough
anything
games
else,
in a
hang on,
row.
anything else in this Florida game, or are we just
Oh yeah,
moving on?
yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, we don't have to move on. You got anything else you want to say?
Sure, we beat the Gators. Let's go.
know.
You know.
Yeah.
I listen.
I think I think you could go one. It depends on your mood. I could flip a coin on how hard I want to be on this game or how positive I want to be on this game. And I think ultimately this really, it comes down to the fact that I think it's taking the miserable feeling that you can feel at moments of this game, and maybe, you're picking and choosing some spots and really analyzing, is this going to affect us down the line? I think at the end of the day, it's like we blew Florida out. I mean, this is the 26-7. Could have never felt so bad. This was a complete and utter destruction. We played terrible. It was a terrible game by our quarterback. I mean, all of a sudden in the third quarter was an abomination. I mean, Florida started moving the ball and pushing us on the line of scrimmage. We shot ourselves in the foot. I mean, it's like one of those, if you look at where we're at right now, the combination of errors, whether it be self-inflicted, officiating, we don't do, for the past 20 years, we don't do this. We don't look head and shoulders better than the Florida Gators, with as many holes as we had in this game. I mean, it just, that's where I've settled on as my takeaway, is like, this was such a poor performance, but we still looked like a very, very good football team.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat. It's like, this is really the first time we were like truly punched in the mouth. Like the Notre Dame game was just back and forth, momentum shifting, but this was like, we were punched in the mouth. We had a horrible third quarter, and in the past, we've seen so many games where we start, in the last 20 years, where we start off strong and we jump off on teams, and then they start punching back and we fold. And this team, it's Mario Cristobal, has the way he's built these teams. It's like, no, we know who we are. We know we're better than you, and we're going to continue to execute the game plan. That was my biggest thing. It's like, he's getting a lot of heat about certain play calling and stuff, but if you take snippets of the game and just snapshots, you're like, what kind of call is that? We're being conservative, blah blah blah. When you look at it at the end, and on that big drive when we got the ball back up 13-7, and we just methodically just pushed the ball down the field, and they just had to surrender to we could do anything we wanted because our offensive line was bullying them. And at that point, Florida was so gassed on defense with having to deal with that offensive line all game. Like, that is how Mario Cristobal wants to win games. So it's like in the first, second, third quarter, it feels slow and it feels like conservative. But then in the fourth quarter, you're like, oh, this is what it's been leading to. The fact that now we can just absolutely dominate them because they're worn down. Like, it was a beautiful thing to see. I loved after the first drive, Mario just gives like some random coach a fist bump right after he scored, because he's just like, this is the football I like to play.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
He was giving his on the sidelines too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like when you're that much more physical than the other team, it's the kind of game, like, it feels close, and then it's like, oh, we're going into the fourth quarter, we are so much better than any team we've played.
Yeah.
Mario loves a slugfest. He just
Oh,
he
yeah.
wants to stand at midfield, and he'll let you hit him, but it's like he just loves that. He
Yes.
just wants to stand there and just slug it out.
Yeah, and I'll take us in a slugfest against any team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, I mean, we won that game. When was the last, like, we won that game in the mud, in the trenches, and with defense. So we put the pressure. The defense has kind of been front running, right? The offense has just been flying high to the point where the defense to me is like they just kind of ride the momentum, and they play hard and they've been good. But this was the test of, like, we're giving you nothing. The offense is doing nothing in big chunks of that game, settling for field goals, punting, not moving the ball, throwing interceptions, and that was Corey Heatherman, man. I mean, how fast is that defense?
ESV.
We get to the ball.
We really do. I mean, it's just like we talked about this last week, but it's one of those things where as soon as a receiver catches the ball, there is somebody just spearheading at them, putting a body on them, slowing them up, and then it's a beehive of just swarming on that player. Like, the tackling has been great. Just the sideline speed has been great. The fact that our defensive backs, like, we're only having to rush 4 guys and we're getting to the quarterback. That's so difficult for an offense to deal with when we're not even having to blitz and we can put pressure on you. The defense was huge. And yeah, like you said, it's like offense wasn't giving them anything. Defense gets a big stop, and then they're just right back out there on the field again. It's like, we need you to do it again. And how many times in the past have we needed our defense to just get one big stop and they can't make it happen? Our defense got one big stop 5 times last night.
Yep.
Oh, so many crucial stops. My final thoughts is, I don't think Florida's a bad team. I think they have close to an inept offense. I think they're definitely handicapped on that side of the ball, which is shocking when all the hype that was around DJ Lagway coming into the season. But that defense, they do have some ways they feel like the flip side of us last year. We had this elite offense and a horrible defense, and they're like flipped. Like, they are wasting a really, really good defense right now by having no offense. So I don't discount us scoring 26 points, even knowing it, should have been 33 points or 34, because we probably would have went for 2 on one of those touchdowns. So the fact that we were able to put those points on the board without a great performance by Carson Beck, I mean, I just feel great about it. I like any time with a rivalry to begin with, it's going to be close, like we said. I mean, I saw someone tweet today, and it's extremely true. Is they said, imagine Twitter back in 2001 when Miami barely.
Oh no, that's my best of X. That's my best of X. That's my best of X.
I won't finish that sentence.
Sorry, dude. I had to be selfish there.
No, it's good. But I'll just the gist is that we.
I was actually going to say it now. Yeah.
We look with just like, what's the word for it? But just like we look back at history, and we don't remember that, like, there were struggles in certain games and there was close games. I mean, there was wide lefts and wide rights that led us to national championships. Yeah, against top teams, but still, I don't think Florida's a bad team. So. I'll save that for your best of X, Joe.
Dude, how about I do my best of X now, since we're on the subject?
That feels good. That feels right.
Does that feel okay with you?
That feels right. Yeah.
And I hate to steal your thunder with that.
No. I'm glad you're bringing it up now.
All right. Let me pull. Oh yeah, right here. Can you imagine? It's a you thing at It's a You Thing blog on X writes. Can you imagine if we had Twitter back on November 10th, 2001? The absolutely bile that would have been spewed after Miami survived Boston College 18-7 after Ed Reed returned a deflection off Mike Rump's knee that he ripped from the arms of Matt Walters. Miami had 4 Todd Severs field goals on the day, Ken Dorsey doing his best DJ Lagway with 4 interceptions at Alumni Stadium. 12-7 ball game with 2:09 left. Freshman Frank Gore fumbles on 3rd and 5 in to replace a banged-up Clinton Portis. Eagles on the move to upset the number 1 team in America. Defense getting gashed up on some big plays. Miami on its heels, and the defense making some questionable decisions. A massive 21-yard pickup on 4th and 10 with 49 seconds remaining, setting up that 1st and goal from the 9-yard line with 43 seconds to go. We're talking about the greatest team in college football history on the ropes against a BC team that finished 8-4. The Canes dog walked number 15 Syracuse and number 11 Washington by a combined score of 124-7 the next 2 games, only to be in a dogfight against number 14 Virginia Tech in the regular season finale. The Hokies' 2-point conversion no good in a game that Canes won 26-24. A stark reminder that perfection isn't the goal every week, winning is. Staying alive and in the hunt for the ultimate prize. Some games are going to be a grind, others are going to be a cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then at the end it says, it's September 21st, 2025. Miami is 4-0 going into the bye as a top 5 team, and the Canes took care of Notre Dame in Florida, where there was a lot of preseason chatter about what happens if we were 2-2 going into Florida State week.
Yep.
I love it. I mean, that brings me into our next part is, we got a bye week next week, so we're quarter of the way into the year. We just had 4 home games. Feels great. Still got 4 more, which is great. Wonderful schedule.
Yep.
That makes up for the sandwich bye weeks that we have
Shout
between
out Dan
FSU.
Radakovich.
Yeah. But how we're feeling, compared to our season expectations, I mean, I think we're in line. One of us here had us losing to UF, and I think maybe that's why we didn't see him at the game with us, and I think it was an excuse. No, I'm just kidding. So how are we feeling? Is this? Tell me, is the team looking better or worse? And then also tell me, Miami wins. We'll start with a smaller goal. Miami wins the ACC if, based on what you've seen in the beginning of the season.
I think it's pretty simple. I'll answer your question first. Miami wins the ACC if we don't shoot ourselves in the foot. I mean, it is. This is truly as ripe for the plucking as it's ever been for us, and as it's going to get. And that's not to say that it's a cakewalk either. It's just, as you said, Jim, we sit here at the end of September 4-0, and we've already taken care of Notre Dame and Florida. And, my confidence comes from, I will answer your other question, your first question, and say, we look better than I thought. And I thought, my prediction on the season was 11-1, but this is not like last year. We've checked every box. We don't talk about the special teams, and that's the point. That's going to lead me into my next point, that our special teams unit is very good, and it's because we don't have to talk about them. They do their job.
The kicker, we were worried about that.
We punt, we kick. Yeah, the kicking thing has become. Carter Davis looks awesome.
Ice cold.
He looks fantastic. He's already hit 2 kicks over 50 yards. He's hit the biggest kick of his life from 47 against Notre Dame. He's kicked in the rain now. We truly check every box, and the defense has been so much better. I thought the defense was going to go from absolutely dreadful to good, but I genuinely think that we have a top 10 defense in the country.
Yeah.
And it's a unit that is so strong, and listen, this is like the 2001 team, because if you can dominate the line of scrimmage and you can swarm to the ball, you're going to win a lot of games. And Clemson, we see what is going on up there with Dabo Swinney. I mean, the guy, he's just completely unhinged. He's off the rails right now. But,
not a cyborg. He's not a cyborg.
Yeah, no, he's not.
That's exactly what a cyborg would say. Those are the comments.
But it's there. I mean, look, it's there. It's ours, and I think it's just going to come down to ourselves.
I agree. I think we're the number 1 team in the country. Yeah. I think we're the most complete team in the country. a lot of the points Kurt said. If you have the offensive line and defensive line that Miami does, you have the quarterback that Miami does, that we saw his worst game, and it was fine. We've seen a lot worse games from Miami quarterbacks in the past. I mean, good God. And you just the style of football that Miami plays, it's professional level football that we are going to be favored in every game from here on out. The schedule lines up very nicely. Yes, at Florida State's going to be difficult, but we are a better team than Florida State. So it just comes down to, like Kurt said, do we not shoot ourselves in the foot? Do we not get overwhelmed by Doak Campbell? I don't think we will. This team is it's very well coached. It's very sound. There's going to be weird games. Like literally the tweet I just read about the 2001 season, it is almost impossible to go undefeated, and it's so hard to win it all. But it takes luck. It takes some magic moments. These magic moments.
I mean, UF has never had an undefeated season, and they've won 3 national championships.
So it's like that, yeah. So it's going to be a crazy ride. But the fact of the matter is, we have what I think is the most complete team in the country, and it's a style of football that's not really seen a lot in college, and so it's hard for teams to deal with. It's just like we just wear you down, and it's different. And like even Kirk Herbstreit, the way like they're commenting during the game. I've only watched the first half of the TV version, but because I was at the game, Kurt, and and it's like they're kind of just blown away by the physicality, and it's grown men out there, and I feel you could not have obviously have not had a better start, but just the way the team has looked too, it's just like, gosh, I don't even get that. I mean, I still get very nervous, but whew, feel good about it. I think we go into Doak and freaking run him over.
My heart raced a little bit when I saw us ranked number 2. I don't know about you guys, but
and it's different than the number 2 of 2017.
Yeah.
2017.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, because you wonder.
2 is crazy. 2 is a
how
number.
would we? You wondered then how would we be against like the big boys? But like we've already seen it. Like we've seen us against Notre Dame, and now UF. Like I mean, they're gonna downplay UF, but they paraded them all off season. They paraded the SEC, and we dominated a team from the so-called best conference in the country.
They paraded them all week. Did they have a good defense or not? We taught. The talk all week was that they've allowed 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They have a great defense.
I mean, some Florida fans are delusional too. They're like, we were down 6 in the fourth quarter. It's like, okay, Miami, we had it to start the third quarter up 13-0, and we were about to go up 20-0, and you guys would have been done right there had it not been a horrific call. Like, if we go up 20-0, Florida's not running the ball like they were on that drive that they went down and scored. It's DJ Lagway dropping back, throwing an interception probably. Like, the game, it was over at that point. But that stuff happens, and we responded. And so it was a perfect storm of that, and then the drive, and then the pick that made this game on the scoreboard look any. But even when we were up just 13-6, I was like, we got this, because we have when you've dominated a game like that, we're gonna find a way to win this, because it's domination.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I feel it's honestly much higher than what my expectations were going into the season. I thought I had us at 11-1, and I didn't have us losing these games, but still there's always that little bit of doubt in your head. I mean, Joe and I kept joking about the memories of the N'Kosi Perry clap in the empty stadium, of it just echoing throughout the stadium, like just the dark days that we've seen in this program. And now we're walking into games like this, and we're expecting to win, and we're not shocked when we come out and play well. Like I remember, like I think that 2017 Notre Dame game was so special because we had already seen, like the Georgia Tech game prior to that, and we had seen the FSU game where we were just like, these weren't great teams we were playing, but we came out as a little flat, and we muscled our way into a win. And then we finally saw ourselves play at a level that we were wanting to see. Honestly, now we've seen it a few times. Like we've seen this elite level, and we're going into these games and we're expecting to win. We're expecting to impose our will, and I think that's a special thing, and that's what makes me so high on this team. But like I said, I agree with Joe. I think we are the number one team in the country, and when we even got up to number 2,
Best resume.
When we got up to number 2 in 2017, I believe. Was that? That's the number we were when we lost. And I didn't necessarily believe we were number 2. I was like, until we play, like we seem really good, but until I've seen our weaknesses. But I look at our team and I look at these teams across the country, and I'm like, I feel good about any team we go up against. Yeah, obviously there's gonna be some super hard games against some good teams, but I'm not seeing a team being like, that might be a boat race if we see them. I thought that maybe in 2017. I look at this team this year, what they've done so far, how they've executed, and I'm just so high on them. I mean, for me, we win the ACC championship. Like, I agree with Kurt, if we just don't shoot ourselves in the foot. But I think if we just play Miami football, if we just keep imposing our will throughout the season and we don't get cute, there's going to be shots. People are going to bring out. We're going to see from FSU, that's a gimmicky offense. We're going to see every nook and cranny that they have in their playbook. And it's going to be about just limiting the lows and quieting that crowd when we can. And at the end of the day, winning the fourth quarter. And that's what Miami has done great so far. So, God, I feel good about this team.
Yep. How about, again, just to assess where we are at this point with this is just, it's all, to me, it's like, it's all about Mario Cristobal. I can't imagine how he feels right now. Just, he hasn't accomplished anything yet. That's I don't want to get too far. He hasn't. I want to be clear on that. He has not accomplished anything yet. Anything. But what we are, he has. He's the difficult times in those first couple of years. He had to just be brutal on himself of how am I going to get this thing figured out? And there's so many problems. This thing was rotting to its core through the last 3 head coaches that we had gone through, and the talk around town, not being able to get the guys to buy in and to hit on the right recruits. There was so many issues, and now it's like he just checks off every box. And the last one to me was the coaching in particular. He's got the coordinators now. Now he's got 2 guys who are going to be Broyles Award candidates, at the end of the year. And we look well coached now. We don't look like a bunch of raw athletes, It's just unbelievable. The size. This is like he did exactly what he set out to do. He's done it. Now it's just keeping the train on the tracks. He's a CEO guy, which I love, and that's his job the rest of the way, is to just keep this thing going, keep us from getting off, getting sideways. But and it sets up so good for us. A bye going into Florida State in Tallahassee, getting an extra week to prepare for a Gus Malzahn offense, which ultimately, you just need eye discipline. It's all there. It's all there for us.
Love it. Love it. Any more thoughts before we move on? No? All right.
Okay. How about this? Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, it's one of those things where I expect us to win every single game from here on out. Yeah. We might not, but it will be a shock if we lose, which a couple years ago, it was a shock if we won. So, and looking back at that 2017 season, we got ranked number 2. We knew we had to play Clemson at some point, and we knew we had no chance.
Yeah.
There is no longer a team that we're like, we have no chance against.
I'd love to
There's
play
no
Clemson
longer a
this year.
Clemson looming. We are the Clemson, Dabo.
Man was crying on the field.
That was like a mic drop there.
He says Dabo says that he takes everyone's pain as well. He brings on everyone's pain. I truly think this man thinks he's Jesus Christ himself.
Yeah.
Because I have pain. I take on all your guys' pain. It's like, what?
No, we're not asking that, Dabo. we
Dabo,
asked,
if
what
his
went wrong in
running
the
back
third
is
quarter.
okay. He sprained his ankle.
We just don't want to lose by 14 points to Fran Brown.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
Few worse people to lose to.
Yeah.
Old Fran Brown.
all right. We got lock of the week.
Oh, also, I got a hand up moment for the Florida game. A guy, a Florida defender on short and goal and two to go. I don't know how you'd say it. Went down with an injury. I let out a quick boo. Thought
Yeah,
he was
Joe
faking
did
the
do that.
injury. Think his leg was injured pretty good. So
He was
that's
hurt
on
down,
me.
yeah.
Hand up. The way of college football has gotten to me. A lot of guys faking injuries, so I thought that's what was happening there. And
Yeah, no, it comes with the territory.
A
It
la
is.
Cade Klubnik, speaking of Clemson. Actually.
yeah.
Lock of the week. Joe has rolled on to a 4-0 start. I mean,
really
if you're
something,
rolling
man.
with Joe, you are just rolling in the dough right now. Great for you. Kurt and I are now tied at 2-2. I needed the win. It was huge. Indiana put on a heck of a performance if we want to hit on that super quick. I mean, an absolute blowout. Mendoza, potential Heisman candidate.
It's unbelievable.
So
I
tough
think,
one
I think
for
my
Kurt.
two losses are, if you factor in the point spread, yeah, I mean, it was, I think my two losses are by like a combined 60 points. So, you know.
Yeah.
You're out of it
Yeah.
early. I mean, you could listen. If you were
Right.
trying, if you thought you were going to sweat that, you could have. At the end of the first quarter, you know.
Yeah, TCU covered, so I got that one. So yeah, Joe's 4-0.
I was
Kurt and
definitely
are
sweating this
2-2.
week, the Oklahoma Auburn, but we got it done.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kurt.
So Joe, you'll start us off. You got the T again.
All right, I'm gonna go something. It's gonna be a game we're all watching closely. Friday night, FSU -6.5 at Virginia. Listen, this is like it's gonna be I'm expecting a good game. Virginia is much improved this season. It's at Virginia. They should have it should be a great atmosphere. Friday night college football.
Those
Love
Friday
it.
night ACC games.
Oh gosh,
Ooh.
do I not miss those? We actually have one this year.
We do have one.
Look, I hate those games so much. But FSU 6.5. I feel like FSU's got to win this game by a touchdown. I can't imagine this game being closer than a touchdown. Like that, it would really surprise me. Just FSU's offense has been pretty lethal this season, even though they've really played just one real opponent. I mean, good God, I think Kent State last year did they win a game?
No.
Like Kent State was our USF schedule wise. How do they play both?
They almost hurt Castellanos during that game too.
Yeah, they're like running up the score. It's chaos over there. Florida State, it's a little gimmicky going on right now, but I think they at least beat Virginia by a touchdown. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
Okay.
I know what that is. I can sniff that out. That's a that's one of those. Well, Florida State better, you know, if they are who we think they are, you know, they're going to cover the spread. But if they don't, then you know,
I win
they're
either
not who
way
we
here.
think they are. Yeah. Yep. I know your angle.
Yep. I just want to make this game as enjoyable as possible for me to watch, and that's how I do it, by taking FSU, but also secretly hoping that, I mean, their fans aren't even thinking about this game. They're all on to Miami, the top 10 matchup. It's like, guys, Virginia has played you very well in the past, so give me the Knowles.
All right, Kurt, you got it.
Oh, you're going to let me go? That's
I'll let
generous.
you go. I'll let you go.
It's probably because he doesn't have a pick yet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that was one of my picks, but I got to do one now.
Wait, no, technically, Jimmy, you should be second. So don't
No,
let
it's all
if
right.
Kurt's
Like, give it
all
to
right.
Kurt. It's fine.
I'm gonna roll with I don't know if this is still out there. I think I saw it already moving to 8.5. But I like Washington this
Okay,
week
that's my other pick.
hosting. Jimmy, it's in the document. Joe and I actually fill it out.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, there it is.
I like the Huskies this week hosting the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Like that pick.
I've got to agree with you guys. I think at this point we're the number one team in the country as well. I just think Julian Sane, I think he's got some issues. I think Ohio State as a whole, I haven't forgotten about last year. This fan base, I think they hate Ryan Day. I don't know. Like they won the national championship last year, but like, did that save his job? Maybe not. I don't know. It just, this feels like I don't think Ohio State is an absolute wagon this year. I think they've got some issues, and Washington is a solid team. Jed
At
Fish
Washington too.
is their head coach. It's at Washington.
Classic Big Ten match.
Yeah. Old school Big Ten game here. But I like the Huskies.
All right. Well, I'm on pick number 3 right now. Except I will say I was gonna take Virginia over, but I don't even want to touch that game now. I don't even want to touch
get dirty, get in the mud again.
Yeah.
Who's playing in the MAC this week?
Who does East Texas A&M?
I'm looking at Akron Toledo right now. No.
Ooh, a little rivalry there.
Yeah. I'm looking at Texas A&M Auburn. At Texas A&M.
It's like, man, Kurt, we're just crushing Auburn here.
Yeah. Sorry about it. Wait, how'd you know I was going to take Texas A&M? I am taking Texas A&M.
Because it's in the document now, Jimmy.
It's a live document.
I'm watching you type it in.
I need
can
to
see
not
where
put that
you
in
click
there.
with your cursor.
Texas
D16.
A&M favored by 6.5 points. At Texas A&M, they just came off a big win against Notre Dame. They've got a questionable defense, but a good offense. Dropped 41 on Notre Dame. I like to think that was because of their good offense and not maybe a lapse in Notre Dame's defense. So I think after coming off a hard-fought, disappointing game for Auburn, this is going to be a tough one. Texas A&M's a tough place to play. So I'm going to give it to the Aggies. As I'm saying this, I'm remembering last season I said I will never go with A&M again because I had went with them a couple times and lost. And now I'm nervous. I'm about to go 2 and 3, but I'm gonna stick with it because I've already started talking. Yeah, Texas A&M has never done me right.
And this is a classic Texas A&M loss.
Yeah, 100%. Coming off a big win, you're like, oh, they're 3-0. Yeah, but I've already said it. So Texas A&M 6.5 over Auburn. Need to find a way to catch up to Joe. Honestly, maybe I should have taken the Virginia game because then maybe it would have just, I'm guaranteed if I win that I have a leg up on Joe. But I see Joe puts in my next week Bethune 30.5 favorite at Idaho. Oh man! All right, best of X. We'll round this one out. Going into our bye week, gentlemen. So we're not going to have, before we get into this, and I didn't do the agenda as my hosting. Gosh darn it. I'll get that next time. But going into next week, this week we won't have a preview show, but obviously next week we will be dropping that FSU game preview with all 3 of us on there and recapping what happens next week in college football. So, best of X to round us out today. Joe, you got to find a new one, so we'll start off with Kurt.
So, I found this gentleman, DK Thompson, or his at DK Thompson, Dan Thompson. He's a UF guy, and this kind of plays into. I mentioned this earlier in the show, kind of off the cuff, but at 10:26 p.m. last night, he tweets, Miami is not the number 4 team in the country. They lied to y'all extensively this week. At 11 o'clock, he tweets, Ron Roberts has earned his role as interim head coach. Napier walks with 20+ million. We move on. The black flag mentality failed miserably. And it's like I said earlier, it's what is it? Does Florida have a great defense or not? I mean, because I don't understand. It was an ugly game. It was drug out. It was an absolute dogfight. It was a classic rivalry game where one team, at least on one side of the ball, is considerably worse, but is finding a way to hang in. And it's like just taking the dig. It's it was the talk all week. Florida has this great defense, and I just think it played out that way. They made Miami find a way to beat them in the middle of the field. They were not going to let us beat them outside of the numbers.
Yeah.
And it riled me up, man. But it's like, which one is? Because which one is it? I don't,
Just deflecting now.
The amount of posts I saw about this Miami offense is not like the amount of Florida fans just saying like this Miami offense is trash. Carson Beck is trash. So it's like, so you guys don't have a good defense? I'm confused.
Right.
Which one is it here?
That game, that was the epitome of that's Billy Napier's legacy at Florida. He's an offensive coach.
Yeah.
And their offense is dreadful.
He's a QB whisperer, and their quarterback must be
I thought
deaf.
we had the QB killer.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. TJ Lagway looks done. He
Lost.
looks done.
The regression from last year is they're going to write a book about it.
Yep.
All right, Joseph, you got one?
Oh, I do. Well, it's something I already mentioned earlier in the show. It's like I just read that whole tweet again, falsing off. But I mentioned Ruben Bain had Gator again today, and this I don't know if I. And he says, "Part 2, just because I swear I hate y'all," and he's had like some like nice
I swear
buffet.
I hate y'all.
Yeah, part
Good
2, just
Lord.
because I swear I hate y'all, and like. I don't know. I don't know what hotel is serving this as their buffet dinner, but yeah, he's just having straight up Gator on
He's
2 days in a row.
got-
I've had Gator twice in my life, and this man just ate it 2 days in a row because he hates Florida so much. We saw how much he hates Notre Dame. I am very frightened for Florida State and what we're going to see there.
I used to think like his disgruntled like unkempt look was like a lack of like he's just like all ball and just like a serious guy. I think he's just a psychopath. Like I think there's like just something not right there that works in our favor.
Yeah,
But
I thought he hurt
just-
his arm last year, and that's why he wears that thing. I don't think so. I think he just wears
knows
it on his
hurts
arm
them.
because
Yeah.
it's just like this is just I just gonna frickin' kill somebody.
I love that. All right, mine is it's a Bill Belichick. So context: they played UCF this week in Orlando, home
Charge
of
on, baby.
the Magic Kingdom. And so this tweet was when the game's at 3:30 p.m., but you're still trying to figure out how to buy Lightning Lane passes for Jordan at Magic Kingdom, and it's him playing it on his iPad. It's just so good. There's another one that was an AI thing of him and his girlfriend George just making out on the sidelines, and that one cracked me up. But UNC it just couldn't happen to a better program. I am thrilled, like with the fact that it's also Bill Belichick being a Dolphin fan and seeing this unfold is great, and also being UCF night. That's just it's a wonderful situation to watch what's going on in North Carolina. But
I want to get
Well-
one last best of X dig at Florida here, and I said it to you guys earlier, but I want to mention it on the show. It's Kane's Insight. I enjoy those guys. They always throw out some
I
good
love
nuggets
those
and
guys.
stuff.
That-
They do a
yeah.
good job. But the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, 191 total yards, 1 third down conversion a couple weeks ago against Miami. The Florida Gators, 142 total yards, 0 third down conversions. That would be 0 for 13. So Bethune-Cookman did play us a little
did we
tougher
talk
as
about
Jimmy
61 yards with DJ Lagway too? Did we touch on that? I mean, 61.
Just
Yeah.
absolutely forget.
It was their worst first half offensive output, I think, in school history.
Yep.
There's
Another
a
runner-up.
place down the street for me that has the DJ Lagway burger. It's a food truck, and he's got like some NIL deal with them. And I just wonder how long that holds up. Will they continue selling the Lagway burger down there? I might go get one this week.
You
They'll
should
sell them for 61 cents.
Post it on the Twitter account.
Yeah.
The Lagway
NIL gets
burger,
tough
no
when these
meat,
guys
all
struggle.
buns. Right?
What did you say? I missed it.
Forget it, dude.
Can't repeat it online.
The another runner up for best of X is there's a lot more controversy with DJ Volume. He's punching back. Kurt
Yeah,
sent
he
us
is.
he tweeted log back in here to leave this right here for y'all. Okay, I'm out, and he's not Miami enough part 2, and it's just a compilation of his highlights at the game.
Yeah.
I've never seen a DJ just
I think he
going
had his
through it
like
like
girlfriend
this.
there to support him. That
Yeah, he
was
did.
sitting next to
Yeah.
him.
oh Tough
It's
times
tough.
for DJ Volume. He's
Tough.
Sweet Caroline got the crowd going.
There was no Chaperone this time. The crowd voted for Gasolina again. That was big.
Gasolina always wins.
Classic.
Always happens. All right. Well, I mean, your Miami Hurricanes, like we said, we are 4-0. We are number 2 in the country. Vibes are as high as they could be right now at this point in the season. We are feeling
High as
great.
Michael Irvin?
Yeah. Yep. We have the juice going into the rest of the season. Going into the bye week, it feels good. Coming at a good time. Rest up at Doak Campbell in 2 weeks. A classic Miami FSU game where there is a lot to win and a lot to lose, and we are pumped. That's coming next week. Follow us on socials at Miami Nights Pod. Watch us and like us and subscribe us on YouTube. We love that. You know, that's been something we've been doing this year, and people like watching podcasts on YouTube. So
Gotten a couple hate comments on it too.
we
which is
love
fun.
it. Bring it. That's great.
Yeah.
Starting to get some hate comments on Twitter. A lot of stuff about Coach O. They thought we gave him a snot rocket on our tweet with Coach O. But
Bad timing from the rain.
Bad timing for the rain. Yeah. So, but yeah, follow us on all those. Subscribe to us. Go Canes. You Hurricanes fans deserve this. We deserve every bit of this. It's been a tough 2 decades. Let's enjoy this. Let's beat the Knowles in a couple weeks.
Hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.